All right, this daily chart of BIDU. BIDU recently broke up higher, and then they pulled back to a major support area, which was it's also very this my one of my lines here. I'm using this screen to show. It's done a very good job of showing a medium, and we did go below it, but we bounced. And if we take a look at my 4-hour chart, I mean this stock is getting ready for another try to push another run higher. The two things that I want to look for is volume coming in as it approaches 175 to the 176 area for confirmation. I mean, the buy point could be between 175 to 177 because it depends on the speed of the movement and volume and so on and so forth. So if we go to my 30-minute chart, you can see when Bidu has some really strong moves in the volume, and in half an hour it can produce about close to 500,000. The last time we broke up, though, as you can see, we had a million, and then we had follow-throughs of close to 500,000. Again, a million over here, a million over here. So usually a million is more indicative of the stock. As you can see, the stock had a nice move from the 171 area to the 179 area for that quick push. And when it did so on heavy volume. We did pull back on some heavier volume as well. But even though we've reversed and everything, volume hasn't been. Only problem is the volume. So, I mean, Baidu might need to pull back a little bit more and consolidate, but we are forming when I looked at did my scans, we are forming a mini triangle here. I call this a what I believe is a type 2, where you have a breakout from one pattern that doesn't go very far, and then a second pattern is created for the real move. And I believe this is going to the 190, 195 area. So, the buy point will be 175 to 177. Again, it depends on volume. If the volume isn't there, then we need to default to higher prices for the buy zone, because volume can come in a little bit later. It's a funny thing, Baidu is not an easy stock to trade. Keep that in mind. You need larger stops than usual, but it's at an inflection point where I believe we are going to move much higher. So there you have the Baidu update and Baidu idea. Check out my I have a picture. I took a snapshot picture of this, and I wrote some price targets, but I mentioned it here on the video. Actually, let me go back to my 4-hour chart. Yeah, and a nice thing here is this particular blue line has become a massive support line and resistance support line, we'll say. And you can see it very well. It's a nice picture. Because here we had failure, try to break above it, try it again here, and then finally here on this day here we did so. Again, volume came in later on at the height over here and really pulled back. Theoretically, on the 4-hour chart shows a different picture on lighter volume, and I believe if a volume comes in, especially in that 175 to 176 area, that's a good sign that they're going to want to retest the 180 and then break above the 180 and go higher. Let me bring back the daily charts. There you have a great update. Thanks for listening. Like the video.